Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another quick fix. And if you're just joining us for our quick fixes, these are recipes in which we practice cooking by instinct. No amounts are provided. That means you have to flex that muscle into, learning how to cook with just a few ingredients, just adding things as you go. And today I am going to teach you one of my favorite weeknight recipes. I call this quick fix our weeknight noodles with sticky no chicken bites, and it's going to be scrumptious. Now, it's not very common that you find some vegan meat alternatives within our recipes, just because we tend to want to use things that you can find in any regular supermarket, because we have people joining us from all different parts of the world. But a lot of you have asked me, how can I transform some of those vegan meat alternatives into something really scrumptious? And this is a recipe I make all the time. You can use any type of vegan chicken style alternative. This is by a brand called Foods for Tomorrow. But you can use Gardein, you can use, so many others that are out there nowadays. If you don't have access to them, you can also make this part with tofu, with seitan, with tempeh. So that means you can make this whether you have access to these or not. The other thing I want to mention is the types of noodles we're using. Use any kind of noodles you want. I'm using wheat noodles. The ingredients are just wheat and salt. And you can find these in the Asian section of the supermarket. There are so many varieties. Choose your favorite. If you have a sensitivity to gluten, if you can't consume gluten, just pick rice noodles. And here's the secret that I spent years ignoring. Do not boil your noodles when you're making an Asian style stir fry. Soak them in hot water. It makes all the difference and it gives them that perfect texture. So that's actually the first step to this recipe. So you're just gonna grab a large bowl. We're going to add the noodles and just some hot water. It doesn't even have to be boiling water, just some hot water. We're gonna let these soak for about 15 minutes, up to 30 minutes, I guess. And just until they're nice and pliable, but you're gonna see that they still have that texture. That's why noodles at Chinese restaurants and Japanese restaurants are so amazing and chewy. They're not boiled to death. We're just gonna set this aside while we get started with our quick fix. Let's add some oil to a pan or a wok, and we're gonna start by sauteing our no chicken bites until they're nice and golden brown on both sides. Then we're gonna add a bit of maple syrup, some liquid smoke, and some soy sauce for that saltiness. Just stir and make sure everything is coated and caramelized. And then we're gonna set this aside on a plate. Let's finely mince some garlic, and we're also going to peel some ginger and finely mince that as well. Now for our veggies, we're gonna take a large green onion and we're gonna give this kind of a two-way chop. We're going to cut it into some strips, and then half of it we're also going to cut into smaller pieces. Let's chop some mushrooms. I love shiitake mushrooms for this recipe. Just into large chunks will be great. And we're going to again add a bit of oil to a pan or a wok, and we're gonna saute the mushrooms. Once you see that they're getting nice and golden brown, we're gonna add a touch more oil, and now we're going to saute our aromatics, and that means that ginger, that garlic, and a pinch of chili flakes as well. Let's stir everything together. And now we're gonna add some snow peas or snap peas. I like a bunch, and they're gonna be so crunchy. So just stir those together. Then we add our green onion that we cut into strips. Let's add a bit of soy sauce. You can add any stir-fry sauce you like, but I think just keeping it simple with some soy sauce is great. And we're actually gonna set all of the vegetables aside, and we're gonna add a bit more oil to the pan or the wok. And this is when we're gonna cook our noodles per serving. So we're actually gonna prepare each of the bowls that we're making separately. So we add those noodles in, of course, drained. And we're gonna add a bit of sriracha sauce, a bit of soy sauce, and just stir them and add half of the vegetables. This is, of course, for 2 people. You can make it for more. Let's add some of those chopped green onions. and we serve this in one of the bowls, and then we start the process again with a bit more oil, the noodles, a bit of the sauce, and our remaining veggies. Let's add those green onions. We stir everything together, and again, you can use any sauce you like. We place it in our bowl, and then we top with our no chicken, and we dig in.